We're
are
live
live
on the interwebs.
Happy belated birthday, Rick. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and thank you for the birthday wishes. I don't know. I'm like a little kid around my birthday. I love it when people wish me happy birthday.
Well, that's good.
And this is my 51st birthday, so I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yeah, you got a lot of experience at having birthdays.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Yeah, we're live, Mike. What a great live stream we have set up for tonight. Who's our guest? I think everyone should probably know, but for those tuning in from
if you're not familiar with who he is, you might want to stick around to find out who he is.
Yeah, that's true. All right, who do we got? We're starting a little early, obviously, today to accommodate different time zones and different people's schedules. But what do we got? We've only got 3 people tuning in. I have a feeling like this will be one of those live streams that people watch after the fact.
And they're all getting the notifications saying, "Oh yeah, I forgot. I got to get there right away."
Oh, it went from 3 to 11 just like that. So that's good. Why don't we say hi to who do we got out here? We got Humberto. How's it going, brother? Granular Auto Spa, and you were here half an hour before it began. Impressive. Oh, at least we got Lewis from Ottawa in here. There's a special guest who just took possession of a very special vehicle. Maybe one day we'll have you on here, buddy, and you could tell us all about your growing Porsche collection in your awesome garage.
Heck yeah.
Got Rob, got Melvin. Man, I need glasses because I'm getting so old. I actually have a little magnifying glass.
What is that one there? Is that Christ School?
Is that your school that you teach at?
I don't know. I don't know that one. That's a new viewer, which is always exciting. We've got Miller Detailing in the house.
Got Ron, Daryl, lots of the old crew. I can say old crew now that I'm this old. All right. So, Mike, what are you doing there? You texting your girlfriend or what?
One of them.
Oh, boy. Well, it is, you know what? I think it's time to go live. We've got a really special guest. He's a fellow Canadian, YouTube superstar, and just overall awesome dude. Let's welcome Pan to the studio.
Hey everyone.
Hey, Pan. What's going on?
I'm good. You guys?
Doing great.
Rick, because I know now I know that you like it even more. Let me wish you yet again happy birthday.
You cannot wish me enough happy birthdays. Thanks so much, Pan. It's great to have you on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, I guess it's almost a year since we had you on last time. And, we all follow your success and your progress. And it seems like you've had a really, really big year. Would you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. It always seems, every time I think we've reached a new level, it just seems to exceed my expectations. I'm just blessed with a great audience, but we traveled a few places around the world. We were at the detailing show in France, the SEMA show in Las Vegas this year. So a lot of things happened.
Yeah, but you know what? It's your hard work, though, isn't it? Really, you come by it honestly. I watch your success, but it's level with the amount of work you do. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think a lot of us respect is that, there's some people that can make a couple of videos and they go viral, but, you're viral for the right reason. And that's that you bring a lot of quality, I think, to this community. So congratulations on another amazing year.
Yeah.
And thanks again for joining us tonight. I've created some questions to help guide our conversation tonight.
You're the MC.
Yeah, I'm the MC. That's right. And this is my DJ Mike. DJ Jazzy Mike. So, and these questions are a little different than the usual questions we throw at guests because we've had you here before.
Yep.
So without further ado, let's just start with number 1. So tell us, what was your highlight of 2022? If you had to pick just one thing, which I know is going to be hard.
SEMA show, Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Nice.
Absolute madness. It's I think there was a total of 300,000 people this year in 4 days.
Wow.
So they beat records as far as the amount of kiosks that were there from different companies, different brands, and the sheer amount of people who just wanted to. This is the first one. Well, they had one last year post COVID, let's say, but it was Deadsville. There was nobody there. Like I was told by a few brands, a lot of them pulled out, but some other brands, they were kind of looking in the hallways, like where is everyone? And this year it was just pure madness. It was nice to, and finally, except for a few bigger companies that were grandfathered into the central hall, pretty much all the detailing products were in the west hall. So instead of having to do miles and miles of walking and changing pavilions, they were all under one wing. And so it was awesome. You could just look around and see all the different brands all under one roof, and just get to network with people, meet people you've either never seen in person before, might have seen only through Zoom conference calls. You get to chat with them in person, old acquaintances that you see all over again, and just to hang out, meet viewers, of course, in person. That was the most important thing for me. Actually connect with the audience. So it was super intense, but yet again so fun. When you're in it, you don't realize just how privileged or lucky you are, and when it's all said and done, you can't believe you went through all that.
So I've never been to SEMA, but it is definitely a bucket list thing.
Yeah.
Can you help me put it into perspective just how big of an event this is? So
It's the world's biggest car-related show in the world. So anything, like it could be automotive modification parts, car parts, detailing. There's different categories, and they have different halls. So the South Hall, North Hall, West Hall, Central Hall, so on and so forth. And it's just miles and miles and miles of exhibition. My buddy Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage actually calculated the number of miles he'd walk in a day. So to put you in perspective, he'd walk an average of 8 to 10 miles every single day for 4 days. So you're looking at anywhere between 30 to 45 miles of just walking and walking and walking and just going from booth to booth. So all the exhibitors, basically, they showcase their latest and greatest, their new product innovations. If we're looking at the detailing world, for example, a lot of product unveilings at the SEMA show, which, by the way, I'll have videos on. So Saturday is the first one, part 1, and then next Wednesday is going to be part 2. So basically a recap or my take on the SEMA show. So all the detailing stuff that was unveiled there, and meeting just the different brands, and it's crazy. So imagine that, 300,000 people just walking around and thousands of exhibitors. So it's you barely have time. You can't do the entire show, especially if you go booth to booth. Maybe in those 4 days, I covered 20% of it. Maybe.
Did the car audio get covered? I know you were a big audiophile. Yeah, did you check that out?
No, because I was super busy on the detailing side. So I mainly focused on detailing. I did go to the Central Hall because Meguiar's and Mothers were there. They're grandfathered in, so they're the only 2 big brands that are elsewhere. And Central Hall is like the busiest. Literally, you were shoulder to shoulder with everybody there. It was just a sea of humans. You're going to see that in the video there. I was lucky enough to have a film crew with me for that one. So it allowed me to enjoy the moment a bit more than focusing on filming and editing and all that kind of stuff. So it's going to be professional level production.
Oh, I look forward to watching that. Yeah. I love seeing the creative footage people bring back from SEMA.
Yeah.
Some of the best videos I have seen are based on things that happened at the SEMA show.
So, like, you're there, if you're there during the day and you're there with Turtle Wax, at night when you go back to your room, do you get to go back to your room and just relax? Or are you still full blown, hey, you're doing this at night with us tonight?
I was actually 2 of the 4 days I was at the Turtle Wax booth, and the other 2 days I was free 100% of the time. So I just walked around, and that's where I was able to get footage on my end for my channel. So just meet and connect with different brands. And at night, I was free to do whatever I wanted. So I got to hang out. We went on for a dinner with guys from the RAD company, Matt Mormon from Obsessed Garage. We were with a bunch of YouTubers as well. I met Larry from Ammo NYC for the first time in person, because we've been friends for years, and he was featured in a few of my videos a few times, but I had never actually shaked his hand in real life. So I was able to connect with a bunch of people that I look up to and that were a huge inspiration to me as well. Jason Rose from Rupez, one of their global training directors who used to work for Meguiar's as well. I mean, just a great individual to meet in person. Who else we had? Kelly Harris from the UK, a legendary detailer from over there. So again, first time meeting him, he's like Jim White level kind of stuff in the UK.
Wow.
So yeah, getting to connect with them and a bunch of other YouTubers that were there. Jimbo Balin was there. I saw who else was going around. I saw the Josh V from I'm Josh V channel.
Yeah,
another cool guy. So yeah, we just got to connect. WD Details was there. So it was just cool to see people that do the same thing you do and have their take on things and just chit chat, shoot the shit, and enjoy time together. Yeah,
nice.
It's something. It's something.
Well, that's awesome. I can see why that would be a highlight, and I know it's not the only highlight of 2022, and we still have a month left.
Yeah.
So you might even have something in store. So, but I just have my eye on the clock. Everybody, we're talking with Pan. We're asking him questions. We're getting his insights. Here's number 2. So this holiday season, I am hoping Santa brings, and I can see in the background, maybe there's a few empty spots on your shelf, but what are you hoping for this Christmas, Pan?
As far as gifts, you mean?
Yeah.
I don't expect much because I always tell my friends and family, don't buy me anything. If I want something, I'll just do it myself. Focus on you guys. Focus on your happiness. But I am expecting, because I'm a big sneakerhead, as you guys can tell in the back. And there's a Jordan 1 lost and found. So they reinstated the original Chicago 1, which I have the original pair. Let me try and pinpoint it. This one here. So that's the 2015 Chicago, super rare pair of shoes.
Yeah.
So they reissued one for 2022, but they call it the lost and found. So it kind of looks like it was forgotten in a mom and pop shop. So it has that distressed, aged look to it.
Oh,
we don't, the sneaker heads in Canada, unfortunately, we don't have much places to buy them from. So everything comes from the US. And so mine is currently in transit. It was verified. I purchased a pair from StockX. So I'm waiting for everything to get legit checked. And hopefully I'm going to get that. So that's one pair I'm really looking forward to having or to add to the collection. Yeah.
So you said something interesting there, Pan. You said, I'm not going to ask my family for anything. I've never even thought of doing that. At what point do you get to an age where you stop getting presents and you just buy what you want?
I think well, naturally, financially speaking, from a young age, I did some very good moves, especially in the financial markets. And so I was able to provide whatever stuff I wanted to indulge in. I have all the guy sicknesses, cars, electronics, hi-fi, home theater, stereo setups, headphones, sneakers, watches, you name it, right? And so I provided for myself. And so they realized at a point, they were too nervous or stressed out to, what do we get a guy that pretty much buys what he likes or what he enjoys? And I told him, don't like, think of you guys, give gifts, keep your money. I don't need it. Thank you. But I'll take care of myself and just focus on enjoying getting other people happy if it's possible. So I think when you're to a point where you don't even know what kind of recommendations to give. Oh, top class detail. James, what's up, man? When you don't know what to even recommend or to give as suggestions, maybe it's time to stop hoping for gifts.
Yeah. My son was born on my 39th birthday. And that's the day, not like I was a big birthday present receiver. I've always spoiled myself, not maybe to the same extent you have. But when he was born, he took over my birthday. So my birthday presents are now seeing the smile on his face when I give him presents to make him, happy.
And I think men in general, we just like, well, if I look at the men in my family, I think we like giving more than receiving. So I prefer, I'm super generous with my entourage, and I just like seeing other people happy. And I tell them, don't feel bad, because they're usually, oh man, I didn't get you anything. I know, don't worry. I just want to see their smile and hopefully make a difference in their Christmas. Yeah. So for me, at this point, it's giving more. I prefer giving than receiving.
And I'll send you my wish list very soon. I'm working on it. I'm just doing it in alphabetical order. Okay, awesome. Number 3, Pan. So we know you possession of a wonderful Porsche this year. So if you had to summarize the Porsche ownership experience in a single word, go.
The best. It's the best car I've ever owned by a long shot. And it is actually, even the people tell me, like, what do you do in the winter? I drive it. Cars are meant to be driven.
Really?
It's not a garage or a trailer queen. This is my daily driver. And I can tell you it's the best winter car I've ever owned, bar none.
I don't believe you one bit. No way.
It is insane how good it is. Obviously, if there's 50 feet of snow. Regardless what car you have, you're still going to get stuck. But this one here, I have the optional lift kit, and I didn't get it lowered because you have the optional PASM suspension that can get it to, I think, an inch lower. But anyways, I didn't get that because the suspension is even harsher. But honestly, the stability, the electronics, all the management software-wise, when you think how far it has progressed, and I think Porsche is up there for driving experience, it is literally the best car. Like the confidence it gives me when I'm driving, second to none. And then when the temperatures are better, of course, I'm actually a grandfather on the road. So when people see me, I put it on the cruise control. I respect the limits. Like here in Quebec, it's 100 kilometers an hour or 60 miles an hour on the highways. And I put it on cruise, and that's it. People look at me like, what the hell is this guy doing? But then I bring it to the track. So I tracked it this summer, and that's how I was able to establish my best quarter mile time of 10.1 seconds at 138 miles per hour stock.
What?
So that's how I realized that there are the channels who test these cars, because I had seen it on CarWow with a guy called Matt. He's like one of the bigger
he's
channels
amazing.
to test cars.
Yeah, I love that guy.
Isn't he awesome?
Yeah.
So I think he owns one. But anyways, the tests they were doing, he consistently was getting 10.1, 10.2. And I was like, is that really possible? So, yep, I confirmed it. And we clocked a 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, or the 0 to 60 in 2.3 seconds. So stock. So Porsche are very conservative in the numbers that they put out. So even though they claim it to be 650 horsepower, it's probably over 800 in real world conditions, because it's just... I have friends who own Lamborghinis, Ferraris, and a bunch of cool cars. Nobody can come close. So to get faster than that on a quarter mile, you either need a Tesla S model Plaid, so the 1,000 horsepower plus. You need a Bugatti Chiron. You need the Ferrari SF90. So there are very few of those hypercars that can accelerate quicker. And it's just every time somebody wants to try the launch control, I try to prepare them. You're going to get 1.4 to 1.8 Gs on launch because we have a G meter in the car. And they're like, yeah, it's fine. I've been in fast cars before. And then when I actually do it, to see their heart go up to their throats, I'm like, oh my God, hanging on for dear life. It never gets old. That's one trick that you can do time and time again with a Porsche, is do launch control after launch control after launch control. No overheating, no stress, and it brakes just as fast as it can accelerate. So those huge pistons, 10 piston caliper brakes, the carbon ceramics, the biggest discs they ever fit on a Porsche 911. So yeah, the thing is a beast. Best car by far that I've ever owned.
And you just a couple months back, didn't you just make a video of you taking off, flying down the back roads?
Yep, the launch control video. Yep.
Yeah.
I filmed my reaction to my first launch control. So I had a camera guy that was there. We were filming a bunch of other stuff. And he was like, you know what? Did you finish the break-in period? I'm like, actually a few days ago. So he's like, do you want to do a launch control on camera? So we set up a few GoPros, and he had the big camera there. And so we captured the moment where I do the first launch control, and I put it on my YouTube channel. And yeah, it was something. And it still to this day gives me that same giggling smile as if I was a 5-year-old child experiencing it for the first time.
And you are daily driving this all year round.
Absolutely. Cars for me are meant to be driven. I do not understand, unless you have a 50 car collection. Obviously, you can't drive every single one every day.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm a 1 car guy. I get a new car every 3 years, and that car is meant to be driven. I want to enjoy it. And I mean, I worked so hard to get one. Why not have it as my daily driver? So I go to get some groceries sometimes. I go because it's actually a practical supercar. There's that front trunk in the back, in the front, and on the back seat, you can lower the seats to put some stuff there as well. So, and it's very comfy. That's the difference between, let's say, the GT cars, the GT3, GT3 RS, GT2 RS versus the Turbo or Turbo S. The turbos are more of the Grand Tours. So they're actually super comfortable. I got the optional lightweight glass that's actually sound insulated as well. So, and it does a great job cutting out the exterior. So it's not as comfy as my previous BMW M550i, but it's pretty good. Like if it passes my girlfriend's test, when she's in there, she absolutely loves that car, and the looks, obviously.
Oh man. Okay, you've convinced me. So when you're done with it, you'll give me a real sweet deal, right?
Well, whoever gets that car next, they're gonna free. It's low mileage. It's been taken care of like none other. You cannot even tell it's been through winter, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think there's going to be a very, very lucky individual somewhere in the world.
Well, we've got some great questions coming in from the viewers. But what we'll do, viewers, is
they come in so we can get to them after.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
we'll get to them after. We're gonna continue on. Okay, number 4. Something I am really looking forward to in the new year is, what do you got? You got anything big?
There's some things I can talk about that hopefully will happen, but I never know in advance, really, other than those few things, what will happen. And I think that's the cool thing about YouTube is that not the future is always uncertain in a negative way, but in a positive way. There are always surprises. There are always some different things happening. You never know which next car show you'll be invited at or where in the world you're going to be at one point. So I'm looking forward, I think, to just being surprised. What does 2023 hold in store for me? I don't know. So I know we're on the road to 1 million subscribers. I don't know if it's going to happen in 2023, but probably in 2024 if we continue on the pace we're at. So that's we're getting close to that, which is going to be another crazy milestone I never thought would happen.
Well, if you do hit 1 million, what's your plan at 1 million?
Nope. I have a question later about that.
Okay. I won't say nothing.
Pause. Hit the pause button. I want to ask Pen if you're around one weekend this summer, what if I flew into Montreal and did a video of you washing your Porsche?
Absolutely. You're always welcome. If you're around, we'll give you a tour of the Montreal area. And because I was in Calgary not too long ago.
I know.
It didn't happen that we had schedules that aligned, but I still wanted to meet you there. But we'll figure it out.
We were almost. I think maybe Detail Depot should sponsor my plane ticket, Mike.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Hey, Wayne from Newfoundland, he said hi. There's a lot of my regular viewers that are here tonight. I'm happy to see them.
Yeah, well, thanks for blasting out the Instagram post too.
Yes,
it was nice when you get that support. Okay, number 5. We've talked a little bit about winter, but what is the thing that you find most challenging about winter?
For me, keeping the car clean. I wash my car twice weekly. Mm-hmm. And like anyone out there, you're done washing your car in winter. You're all happy. It looks beautiful. Open the garage door. And of course, there's either snow, hail, sleet, rain, you name it. And you have to start all over again. But hey, I mean, I enjoy washing the car and detailing the car. So for me, it's a soothing experience. I just wish sometimes Mother Nature would give us a break. Because for us in Canada, winter lasts, like I was saying to Mike before, close to 6 months. So from the end of October all the way up to mid-April, you're in this messy climate. So it's not a season for us. It's like half a year thing, right?
Well, and how long does it take you
here? And that's about it.
Sorry?
It rains here like 6 minutes, and that's about it.
That's it? Oh, my God.
It's so hard to help people understand just how challenging it is. Let me ask you, how long does it take you to clean your car on a typical
if I'm doing a wash just for myself?
Yeah.
I'll probably do an hour to an hour and a half. If I'm in a rush because I use the blower and there's techniques to get things quicker, 45 minutes just for a maintenance wash.
And these are all done in your garage, correct?
Sorry?
Not off. These are done in your own garage.
Yep. Yeah, the car has been the garage was created from the get-go. I worked closely with my builder when we built the house new to have 2 drains installed. I have a dehumidifier. I have a heat pump, so it's heated and cooled. The entire floor is sealed up, so I can literally have like 2 feet of water standing in the garage and nothing would happen. The drywall is made for kitchen bathroom, so mold resistant. The paint is mold resistant. We have 13 feet high ceilings. So there's good air circulation, temperature control, humidity control. Everything is made to detail cars. That is the studio for my channel.
Yeah, if your garage is a 10 out of 10 for winter washing, mine's probably a 7 out of 10 because I do run into issues when it's really cold outside. The humidity inside just gets crazy.
Do you have a portable dehumidifier?
Yeah, I got the one you suggested, that Frigidaire.
Even that's not enough?
Well, like it'll quickly go up to 100% humidity when you pull up the pressure washer. It'll bring it down.
After you're done, normally in an amount of few hours there, it should be back to pretty much stable.
Yeah, I don't know if I have enough. So I like to open the garage door on a mild day and just, let the air evacuate. But
no, but it's normal, by the way, Rick. So because me too, when I wash the car, when I'm pressure washing it, during that time, of course, it's going to go up to 100%, and you will have a bit of those fumes of the condensation in the garage. But then let's say half an hour, 40 minutes goes by, and then it's back to 45%.
Yeah, there's times where I actually lose sight of the car because it becomes so cloudy in there. I feel like at the top of Everest.
Yeah, that's when I'll open the garage door. If it's like mild outside, let's say 0 degrees Celsius or 40 degrees Fahrenheit, I'll just open the door a bit, let the majority of it evacuate, close it back up, and then let the dehumidifier do the rest.
I'm pretty sure you and I could do an hour just talking about winter washing.
Oh yeah.
The only thing I got is the air conditioner in my garage. It sits right there.
Yeah.
Horrible.
It's the air conditioner.
Is there a way that you can just boot Mike off the?
Yeah, definitely.
He's boasting
My
there
fingers
with-
on the trigger. All right, number 6. So you mentioned this guy. Not a lot of people know Matt. He's very unknown. He's not very popular. But for those of us who do know Matt, what is your your most memorable Matt Mormon moment?
Hanging out with him in his Helen Destination Obsessed Garage mansion that I call for a full week, because we've seen each other before. We speak often. We've been friends for years, but getting to just pick his brain and for him the same, ask me questions and just pick my mind for like a week. We filmed a bunch of cool content together, including some exclusive stuff on his Inside the Hex. So we spoke about business because we're like-minded on a lot of things, although we're two different individuals with very different personalities. There's a lot of things that we have in common as far as detailing, the love for cars, a lot of the guy sicknesses that I call organizing. He's another crazy organizer for life, wealth management, stock investments, all that kind of stuff. So it was just nice to hang out and chill for a full week of just morning to evening. We did a bunch of cool activities, even fly fishing. Like I don't fish. I have no idea how to fish. So and he had never done fly fishing as well. So we went through that together for the first time. It was hilarious having water up to here and not knowing what the heck we were doing, but we had a blast. Yeah.
Just like a scene right out of Yellowstone. You guys
as nice as our garages are, Rick, because you've worked on yours and you've seen mine as well. For me, like my garage is my life achievement, if you want, as far as detailing goes. And I love my garage.
Yeah.
But when I went in that Destination Obsessed Garage, it made mine look like I'm on social welfare. Yeah. That is how over the top that garage. And you can watch it on video. It is not the same as experiencing it in person. Yeah. So just to be there and to try and take all that in, I needed at least a few hours before I even got the hang of just everything, all the time and effort he put in there. Just in the garage alone, he put over $250,000 US in equipment, parts, pieces, tools, revamping the whole thing. Started with a clean slate. I mean, think about it, process that. It's like,
did you watch
just
the
in
video
when cabinets, there's like 180 G's US of cabinets.
Did you watch the video when you roll those cabinets into the garage? It was funny because he had to roll them down the hill because when the truck showed up, I think there was a bridge where the truck was too heavy to cross.
Yeah, it was
so
too
they
tight.
had to unload the truck on the other side. And
the hill is quite slopey. Yeah.
There's a video out there that he put on YouTube of them.
Oh, I didn't see that one though.
Oh yeah, it's funny. Everything's still going sideways and sliding, and then it starts raining, and it's funny.
For a garage guy, I can tell you guys this is a bucket list thing. Yeah. If you want to see this, for me personally, because I like detailing, obviously, there's other garages around the world that are catered to different styles. But for somebody who really enjoys detailing, this is the end game. I have never seen a better home garage than that one, bar none, period.
Mm. Yeah, he is who he is for a good reason. Like and like what a compliment coming from you. But yeah, I don't know if I could come back to my garage and feel the same about it.
There's an adjustment period.
Yeah.
You lower your standards again and you're like, okay, this is fine.
That's when I go over to my friend Chris's garage and then I start to feel really good about myself again.
Exactly. Because when people see our garages, I have neighbors like try and pass by all the time and they're like, can I come and see? And then they come in, they're like, what the hell is that? And you just see the reaction. So that's when you realize we're not normal. We're not normal people doing this. This is obsession beyond liking having a hobby for something, right? So, and then when I go to Matt's garage, that's when I go, oh my God, this is crazy. Okay. And his entire crew, just genuine, super nice people. Because he had a few camera guys that were there. There was Mike Figuera, his handyman, for 30 plus years in the construction. So just seeing that guy do manual stuff and manual labor, because I don't consider myself manual at all. So I have a lot of respect for tradespeople that can do a lot of cool stuff. And just he's seeing because he essentially did pretty much the entire garage. It amazes me. The level of finish and level of care that they had putting everything together. Amazing.
I'm sure you guys spent a lot of time talking about me, reflecting on
He
your
actually
favorite.
he actually did talk about you. Yep. Yep. He has
What
a
about
lot of
Mike?
respect.
Anyone mention Mike?
Of course not. They don't know me.
Not to my knowledge, unfortunately.
Oh,
If
Mike,
I'm
I
being
talk
honest.
about you daily.
But we'll get Mike there too one day.
Yeah. So where is that? Where is it? It's like in Georgia?
Helen, Georgia. Yeah.
Helen, Georgia.
So when I arrived at the the Georgia International Airport in Atlanta, it was 2 hours from there. So it's in near where they call the Smoky Mountain region, where you do a lot of driving. Some of the best apparent driving roads in USA. So he's in that. It's a gated community in Helen. So he's in there. So roughly 2 hours from the Atlanta airport.
But he doesn't live there. That's sort of his.
No, it's going to be a rental home. He calls it borrowing. So because for him, renting is feeling entitled to something. So he has a different philosophy. So basically, it's like a second house. He'll eventually have Destination OG Canada, Destination OG. Like he wants to be around the world. He has a great vision for the future. And so he has this place where car guys can get together, rent a place with a bunch of your friends. Because I think there's 5 rooms, if I remember, or 4 rooms, 5 baths. It's like 6,000 square feet, the house itself. It's huge, never ending rooms for everything. And so you can rent that place. And now you can even rent his new BMW M3 that he took delivery of 2 weeks ago. So he's going to have that there as an optional extra for about $1,000, I think he said. So you can have his car that's going to be super tuned. The car cost him 110 US dollars, 110,000. He's going to put another, I don't know how much in modifications. So you can have the option of having that car and just enjoy ripping through the mountain roads and driving it. He has an amazing vision. And obviously you can use whatever Obsessed Garage sells. He's going to have all of that in that place, whether it's home theater or the garage stuff, even outdoor kitchens. So you get to basically see his vision, enjoy the things, and then decide on what you want to buy and test drive basically all the stuff before you buy them. Super smart, super smart.
Yeah. Yeah. He sees his vision is just so...
It's next level stuff. Like this guy is, I have a lot of respect for him, and his mind runs at 1,000 operations per second. It is, it's something. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah. Well, this question bleeds right from that. I think what have I done here? Oh, here I go. Number 7. So something I still think my garage needs is?
I want that wall-mounted pressure washer setup from Obsessed Garage. So I told Matt we got to figure something out for his guys to come, and we'll probably do something in next year somewhere. He's super busy on a bunch of projects, but there's a few remodels I want to make in my garage. Yeah. And definitely having test driven that actual setup, I need it in my life. It just looks beyond cool. Total overkill. I already have a Krenzel pressure washer, but that's the whole wall mountain thing. It looks so clean and nice. And just when you want to go in the garage, instead of me pulling the Krenzel, setting it down on its side, connecting the hose, the power port, everything's just ready to use. I like that for efficiency, when you can just go in a room, start using it, and enjoying it right away.
So, Pen, are you ever tempted to pick up sticks and build a new home?
This is already a brand new home that I built less than 3 years ago. But I could move to a new home every 2 years, because I always have visions for everything. Just as much as I like changing cars every 3 years, I would definitely move. But then what I don't like is the moving process. I hate moving. But then the whole vision thing of a new home, definitely now I have my mind set up for my future house. There will be probably a detached, bigger garage, bigger than what I have now, and have probably a studio on top for the editing bay and all that kind of stuff with an office.
Sweet.
And maybe a home theater integrated there, and the garage on the bottom portion, but have something separate from the home. I think that could be cool.
Yeah.
Well, because when you go to some place like Destination OG, it just gets your brain going.
Yep. This is where you see what it could be, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it pushes you to work even harder in life and have different goals. I'm very dream and goal driven. And so I always try to forecast 5 years from now, 10 years from now. What am I going to want? What's the next step? What's the next business move? What's the next plan? So I'm constantly having these dreams, and that's what pushes me to continue working super hard and coming out with new great ideas.
Yeah, it makes you fun to watch too.
Thank you.
All right. So, hopefully. Selfishly. All right, let's go to number 8 here. So you mentioned this earlier. When your channel hits 1 million subs, and we know it's coming, we just don't know exactly when. How do you plan on celebrating?
I have no idea yet. For me, I'm going to start thinking about it. I promised myself to think about it only a month or two before, because I want to continue on the road I'm at right now and not change anything. So just continue producing the content, enjoying what I'm doing, going through everything. But I know once it's going to be time, I want to celebrate it in a significant way. I want it to be a memory for my viewers, because for me, without them, I wouldn't be here. So it's going to be something viewer focused, that's for sure. So there's going to be something major happening for the audience when I hit that milestone.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I could think of some ideas, but I like where you're going with this. You're gonna think about it about a month before it's about to happen.
Stay focused on the road.
You don't want to get unfocused on what
yeah.
you do. But I'm going to sit here focused on it for months. Okay.
Well, you know what? We'll talk about it. If you have some good ideas, I'm open to taking ideas.
Oh, they're all selfish, though, Ken. They all involve me.
Okay. I like your honesty, this candidness. I love it.
Oh, speaking of that, like, I joke a little bit, and I do have a little arrogance to me, but I had the funniest YouTube comment this weekend. It was on an older video in which I was cleaning the Swiss Tracks floor.
Okay.
And some guy wrote, and I can't remember it exactly word for word, but did I screenshot it? It was so funny. Let me see if I got it. No, that's not it. Basically, it said, "What an arrogant prick to think that anyone would clean their garage floor like this. Please go ahead and block me."
Wow.
And
Is
I
that
was
really
like,
where we're at?
Like,
the social media for you, that's the unfortunate side of things. And I know you, Rick, this is like, to a person that is as genuine and humble as it comes. It makes me laugh when I read comments like that, because they make no sense. So hopefully you did block him. Yeah.
No, you know what? I said, "Why would I want to block you? You sound like you." I can't remember what I said. I said something kind of smart aleck back, but
no.
You have to give it back sometimes. That's good.
You're cruising around YouTube, you see a guy obsessively cleaning his garage floor, and you think that that's an arrogance? Like,
it's crazy. It is.
He's got to follow me around for a couple days to see what real arrogance is. Okay, number 9. We talked about the winter and how that can get you down, but what's the best part of living where you live?
I think it's just peace and quiet. I think in Canada in general, there's I don't think there's a lot of countries that really hate us or dislike us. It seems we're never in wars with anybody. And for me, I don't know, it's just a stable environment to live in. It's calm, it's quiet. We have crap temperature 6 months of the year, but people are nice, people are kind. If I had to really pick one thing, I'd probably say it's the food, because we have a lot of immigrants from different parts of the world. My dad included. He was an immigrant from Greece. So we love food and we love different cultures, and we're very open to them. So if anybody likes eating, Montreal is a world-renowned destination for, first of all, everything is inexpensive because our dollar is so low. So if you come from the UK or the US, for example, you're gaining so much just in currency exchange. But for foodies, it's a great place to discover different cultures, and you can feel like you're in Morocco. You can feel like you're in Portugal or in Greece or in Southern cooking from the US, or that there's just so much different things to enjoy. Food is definitely on top, getting to discover some new food and new cultures.
What did you think of Calgary when you were out here?
I saw, before I forget, Jamie the cleaner. He's on here. Yep. I want to say hi to him, and he will be getting a shout out, a positive shout out in a future video, probably in December. So much respect to him as well. I wished I had seen him. I don't know if he was at SEMA, but hey, Jamie. So what was your question, Rick?
Oh, just if you could just share some impressions you got when you were out here in Calgary last summer.
Oh my God. As far as scenery goes, in Banff, and I was out west as well in Vancouver, in that region. So Alberta and British Columbia, it was my first time there. It is the most beautiful scenery and nature I have seen in my life, I think.
Wow.
Very close to Slovenia, which also astounded me with the mountain ranges and all their outdoor stuff. But Banff for me was a highlight. Lake Louise, Moraine Lake, all those, and just the nature and getting to walk. I'm a guy who loves mountains and trees and evergreens. and I was served. Wow, it makes you come back to my province is Quebec, and we don't have that kind of gorgeous environment to be able to just take strolls. And it is nice, but not as nice as what you guys have out west.
Well, and if you like touring when you drive, you can really soak in all that scenery. And you said
Absolutely.
you're a grand tourer.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you'll get back out here. Hopefully I'll be able to get out there at some point. All right. We've got 11 questions. Here's number 10. So if you could send out a message to everyone who supports you, what would your message be?
Just thanks to everyone that has been there, whether you've been with me from the beginning in April 2016 when I started my channel, or you've just joined yesterday. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank my viewers, because if there's one thing, we've been through a bunch of stuff, including unwanted or uncalled for drama in the past. And I think they understand who I am, what I'm about, and they've stuck with me through everything, and they just continue to support me through all this crazy adventure. And I always say I'm blessed with a positive audience, but I truly, really, genuinely feel that, because I see the support in the comments every day. Still to this day, I reply to every single comment individually and personally on YouTube. People don't realize, but I spend like 4 hours every day in front of my computer just replying, because I like being close to the audience. And for me, like meeting a lot of them at car shows or down the street or in stores or wherever I go, it's always nice to put faces in front of individuals that have been supporting you as well. And yeah, I think it's a support. That's the biggest thing, that I cannot believe that almost 1 million subscribers and 105 million views at this point, people want to watch my content. For me, it's like, really, wow, this is so humbling. Because when I started, there was a lot of doubters, especially I remember my dad. Why, like, we've spent so much on your education. Why would you do videos cleaning cars? He just didn't get it. And now fast forward to today, now he's super proud. My son has this great community behind him of people who enjoy what he's doing. He's given, like, he influenced either people or inspired people to start their own detailing businesses, or to just take it on as a hobby. It's a soothing, relaxing thing. Heck, I get people who say, Paul says you are respected by your audience. Thank you so much, Paul. Hi, by the way, he's one of them OG followers. I appreciate. So yeah, it's just the fact that there's even people that say, listen, I watch your videos. I don't even own a car. I feel so blessed so there's something that we're doing right. And you guys also have your audiences. And so you know where I come from when I say that it's nice at the end of the day when you actually do stuff that you put out there, because we put out our personalities. We expose who we are. We talk about our lives. Like, they know my dog, my girlfriend, my brother. They see my brother, of course, in some videos as well. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I share a part of who I am and a part of my life with people out there. And just to have them tune in and want to be a part of all this as well is just, I feel super blessed, super humble. And who knows where the future is going to continue. But I definitely just want to thank them from the bottom of my heart. Without the audience, I'm not there. I wouldn't exist. So it's nice to see that people appreciate or share a common passion. And I think I can safely say that the cool thing about our YouTube channels for me is we have a safe haven where our communities can share their passion without being judged by others. So we all know the classic, when we're washing our cars, all the guys who do detailing or who watch detailing channels, we're usually the only ones in our neighborhoods or on our streets that spend 3 hours washing a car on a Saturday. And you get those neighbors that with the classic, hey, you want to wash mine when you're done? Or you've been there for 4 or 5 hours, really? And so you feel kind of judged, right? But all of a sudden, YouTube comes along and you can go on these YouTube channels and just share your passion and do a deeper dive. So indulge as much as you want of your passion without having the fear of being judged. So the respect that goes on in the community that we have built, and I call it the Pan the Organizer family, because for me, there's people in there who've been following me for 6 years, and I get to know them. I get to see them in real life as well. I've had dinner when I was in France, for example. I had dinner with 2 of my OG subscribers that just reached out, and they had been supportive. So for so long, it just so happened that I was cruising along with my girlfriend. So this wasn't the trip where I went to the show, but a personal holiday. And they were around. They saw through my post that I was in that city, which they lived in. And they're like, is there any way we can meet with you? And absolutely, it was my pleasure. And we had a blast. So it just makes everything feel so much more real. There's real human beings watching our content and who enjoy all the time and effort that we put into creating this. I'm talking too much. Is it too much?
No, it's bravo. Everything you're saying is hitting home for all of us. But the fact that you still are able to personally respond to comments, Pan, I can't imagine the pressure.
It's huge.
It is, because I have a small fraction of the followers you do, and I feel bad when there's 10 comments that have been made and haven't been commented back. Oh man, so I could imagine that's probably 100 times more for you. So 4 hours.
To give you a scope of things, I typically will get just on YouTube alone over 1,000 comments a day, and you duplicate that on other social media. But I can only focus on one thing because I'd have no more life. So I can only do YouTube. So I spend 3 to 4 hours replying to those. But I mean, I would have to spend another 3-4 hours on Instagram, another 3-4 hours on Facebook, another. So it would never, so I have to focus on one. But it definitely gets overwhelming at times. However, I still enjoy it. And that really puts me super close with people. And I think they can get to know me even more by that.
I think it's just our warm Canadian nature too.
For sure, there's something that comes with it. And my dad too. My dad's Greek, and by nature, Greeks or Mediterranean populations, they're very like welcoming. You want to, like when it's time to meet a stranger, you want to eat at my house. Well, here, eat more and more. And even to this day, 12 years I've been with my girlfriend almost. And when we're eating at my parents' house, when we go there every now and then, my dad's always want to make sure that we're okay. Do you want more? Eat more. And my girlfriend's like, no, I'm stuffed. Thank you, Mr. Moskopoulos, but I'm full. No, you have to eat more. So they always want to make sure you're happy, you have a full belly, and that everything's fine. So yeah, I think it's how you're raised as well. What are your priorities in life? How do you treat people? My dad always taught me to be very kind to people, to be open-hearted, to greet everyone, to say hi to everyone. He says, if you're in a business, regardless if it's the president or you're talking to a person that just is a janitor, you greet them with the same way, the same smile, the same hello. These are human beings. And that's stuck with me at a young age. Mm-hmm. And that's just the way I lead my life today, regardless of what the person does in life. That doesn't matter. What matters is their values and treating them like human beings.
That's awesome. I'd love to hear you do more impersonations of your dad. I love it when people...
Oh, the Greeks, yes. We love that accent. The Greeks, they have something very particular when they talk, and they have different way of talking in English. And a funny story, when my dad first immigrated to Canada in the 1970s, so he had just started learning English and French, which is still amazing. He was in his 30s learning 2 more languages, trying to adapt to the Canadian winters, which completely shocked him. He had never seen a grain of snow in his life. And so he goes to the restaurant and just wanted to order a hamburger. So he's like, let me have a hamburger. So the girl's like, what? Hamburger. She's like, hamburger, what? So he points at the picture of that. Oh, she says, oh, hamburger. He's like, hamburger is the same thing, madame. So yeah, that was a funny one. But there's always stories like that with my dad.
Yeah, I got a good friend who his dad's German. And I love it when he impersonates his father. Always.
Like Arnold Schwarzenegger, get to the chopper now.
Yeah, always. So time is running out. This is the final question. You're already an avid collector of many things, but what do you want to start collecting?
I gotta stop. I keep
well, theoretically, if you were to, jump into one more collection, what would it be?
Tools.
Uh-oh.
After having been to Matt's place, I started collecting a few Milwaukee tools there, and it just, I think that would be just to have them. There's something, I don't know what it is, just to have that stuff.
Just to have them.
I have a bunch of tools that are brand new, never used. It just looks cool when I open my drawers, but then I saw what the end goal tool collection is. So it would I guess it would be that at this point. Well, what else?
I hope that now that you said it out loud, it doesn't actually take root.
Oh my God, no! Hopefully not. Yeah.
For a little bit.
I become obsessed when I start collecting stuff like this shoe collection that's here behind me. This is less than a year. I started with just a love for sneakers to all of this in just a year. So you go down that rabbit hole very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the bug too, but luckily my finances get in the way of it getting crazy. So, Mike, you've been scrolling down the comments there. I saw you on your phone. Do we have any questions from our viewers?
I do have some start. This is question, Pen. Would you drive
Oh, the Nürburgring, absolutely. That's on my bucket list to go drive. I wish I could drive my car. Maybe one day I'll take the Porsche delivery experience or whatever car I purchase, if I can have the European experience and go drive it on the Nürburgring. That would be, yeah, for sure. That's on my bucket list. I have to go there one day.
All right. There's only 3 questions. This is number 2. Is if you wash your car twice weekly, how often do you change the resin in your CR spotless?
Oh, often, because I have a water softener system for the house.
Yeah.
And so I thought that it would precondition and actually make me save on the resin, but it's actually the opposite. I spoke to the owner, I don't remember his name, of CR Spotless, but he explained to me kind of the process of what a water softener does. So you're blowing through the resin a bit quicker. And also, because I don't have valves to switch between regular water and CR,
okay.
I'm always using DI. So for the pre-rinse, the final rinse, I'm constantly going through it.
Yeah.
So probably once every 2 months, I have to change my resin. So
Yeah,
way too often, and the resin is super
I have to
costly.
bypass where I do that on mine.
That's why I want a setup where I'll be able to bypass, because I'm just blowing through resin like crazy at this point.
So, Pan, when you're not using, like before you had that system, was the home's conditioned water not good enough for you?
It was fantastic. It barely had any minerals, because I'm in an area anyways here in Montreal where the water is actually quite soft to start with. So I did not even need the softening. It's just I like taking everything to the next level, because that's the way my brain works. And so it was super fine to wash cars. I just saw the CR Spotless, and I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Let's get 0 particles per million of minerals. And although I wash my car inside because I have the garage, so I'm not worried about the direct sunlight. I just wanted to have it.
Okay.
But with that comes more maintenance. So I created more issues for myself.
Yeah, well, you got me wondering if I need it. Like my home's water is very, okay.
No, if you have soft water and you're under 50 ppm, I wouldn't even worry.
Neil's got a great question here.
Yeah, Pan, did you get to hear any rants from Matt?
All day, every day. Yep. Well, like me, like he will tell anybody, the people who think that these are created YouTube personas. No, at least with me, what you see is what you get. What you see on camera, you meet me in real life, it's the same thing. And the same goes with Matt. What you see on camera and what you see in real life, he's the same person. Sometimes the comments will absolutely floor you and shock you. But I like that. I like people who are very direct and who are straight shooters and who tell you things the way they are. And I appreciate that. There's no games. You always know what to expect from that individual. And it just it spices the life when you're around Matt, that's for sure. But he's super generous and super kind. So those are traits that not everyone can see through videos sometimes, and because they assume, right? Because he's very successful and they see the success and they assume things. But when you actually get to talk to the person, he's one of the nicest people you will probably ever meet, for real.
Yeah, he gets a bit of a bad rap with some people because he's so harsh with the truth. His truth, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
That's what other people admire most, is that he's not trying to please everyone, and he's got his ideas and he has his vision.
Exactly.
Take it or leave it.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep. What else we got here? Throw up your
this Pan.
What is your favorite restaurant in Montreal?
Ooh.
It would have to be Chez Sophie. So that is a
Italian.
No, it's not Italian.
I'm kidding.
It's not, let's say, Michelin level, but we're not far from that. So it is very, very high quality food. The service is beyond exceptional. So if you want one place to really indulge, that, and I would say Damas. So Damas is a where are they from? In the Arabic world. Of course, I can't say because I want to say not Lebanese cuisine, but anyways,
Arabic or something.
One of the Arabic cultures, Syrian cuisine, and that too is, so those are probably my 2 favorite ones in Montreal.
Oh, I love that kind of food.
Berto wants to know is how is your training going for your next walk with Matt?
Matt, that was so funny because I'm a guy who does a bit of cardio, so a bit of gym, but nothing crazy. I'm 41 and I just want to stay like in shape to be okay. But for those who think Matt's out of shape, I can tell you this guy is completely in shape, and he does a lot of hiking over there because he also wants to discover all the hiking trails there are for people who want to rent the Destination OG place. So they were through a few hikes already. So when I was there, I told him, listen, we can go hiking if you want, but I have no hiking experience. I am not a professional hiker by any means. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. It's walking in the woods. That's what it is. So I'm like, walking in the woods? Okay. So we get there, but his plan was obviously devious. With his guys, they were laughing because they had me do a pretty complicated one for my first hike with a certain inclination. I don't remember how, like 4-mile hike in a certain incline or whatever. Like even at the end, they were quite... So when it was a quarter mile close to the end, I just quit. I know my limits. I stop here. This is where I'm going to end. So he was so happy to see that I couldn't go all the way up, and it was too much. But like anything, you need to get used to it because you're using different muscles in your body for that. So I was sore for at least a full day muscle wise. Yeah. But it was fun though. It was beautiful, gorgeous scenery outside in nature. But yeah, he was happy that Pan failed on his first hike trial.
Jim Gaffigan does a hilarious bit on hiking, and he says the first thing that
I
occurs
love
to
Jim.
you,
Did he?
isn't he great? He said the first thing that occurs to you when you're hiking is what a terrible idea this is.
Yep. After the, like when we were starting to incline, I'm like, wait a minute, and then they all started laughing. I'm like, you guys told me this is a walk in the woods. We're not I'm sweating. I mean, it was almost freezing temperatures in the morning. There was a cold front while we were there during that week. And despite that, we were generating a lot of heat. So I was sweating. I'm like, guys, what the hell are we doing here? This is not a walk. And so they absolutely loved seeing me struggle through that hike. Yeah.
Awesome.
Have you got a chance to use the Tornador?
Yeah, I did a video on it too.
And what
I have both the air blowout gun and
Yeah.
the Black Series. So the one with the canister.
Oh yeah, you
Fantastic
did recently
tool.
do
To
that.
have in your arsenal, you
they're
absolutely
awesome.
need that. Yeah.
Yeah, but do you guys use them? Like I have them, and I haven't used them for years.
What I like to do with the
time for
blowgun,
interior.
actually, when you're for the interior, before you do the vacuuming, when you're blowing stuff from tracks, rails, intricate spots under the seats, it just accelerates everything.
Mm-hmm.
And for the carpets, believe it or not, as well, because you can use the one with the canister for even interior plastics. It just, I think, accelerates the way things work. I wouldn't go out there to recommend somebody buy an air compressor because you need a decent one with the Air Tornador tools, plus the tools if you don't really have a need for it. But if you do a lot of detailing or you just enjoy having them, why not have them in your arsenal? So they still don't replace a steam cleaner for me, for example. They're just complementary. So somebody would say, would you use either or? No, you can use both, either in combination or for dedicated tasks, but I can't just have one. So I need the steam cleaner for some certain parts or certain things or tasks. And then the Tornador is great for other things as well.
What kind of liquids do you use with your Tornador Black Series?
I only, because for their recommendations, because it's very sensitive, the internals. So they always say do not use high pH stuff, because I know some guys use APCs and all sorts of cleaners. I just use their, whatever it's called, I don't remember, but a gallon of their
little
cleaner
dilutable
packets, or you can get it in a bigger gallon form. That's what I have. So the dilution's simple, and I know it works on all surfaces, both in and out. So I stick to that, or just DI water. Believe it or not, just that with a forced air, and even the blowgun on its own will do a lot too.
Just the regular blowgun is great.
Yep. Absolutely,
regular blowgun. That's it.
And it's so inexpensive. If you have an air compressor, why not have it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got to use mine more. It's
Which one do you have? Do you have the blowout or the full with the canister?
I have it was basically the first one that they had. I think it was the second version of the Black Series with the canister and the little thing. And I did go get a compressor because I got it.
Yeah.
And I've used the compressor for other things, but I want to get using that a little more. Just sitting there renting space. All right. Yeah. What do you got for recommendations on what to use to prevent fogging on the inside?
A question that often pops up. The main thing, believe it or not, preventative maintenance through the easy cleaning of your interior part of the windshield. I made a video on how to clean the inside of your windshield, and it's very simple because all you need is some Dawn dishwashing liquid. And if you have the Clean and Reach tool from Stoner, I like that because it's a wedge shaped for the interior, but basically you're degreasing the surface, because people got to remember there's a lot of off-gassing from the interior components, especially on new cars. So your plastics, your vinyls, your leather, they free out some chemicals that will all catch up on that vertical surface on the windshield. So they do kind of a grimy buildup over there, or an oily buildup, and that helps to create, or at least fog or moisture to stick to a lot easier. So first start by cleaning or degreasing the windshield on the inside with just a dishwashing liquid. I like Dawn because it works well, with some warm water. So soap it up, clean it, squeegee it up, then it's perfectly clean. You should have no more fog issues. But if you still do after that, it should be a lot less. Just get an interior defogger. So there's one from Hendlex, that Hendlex, that is available on Amazon. So Hendlex interior anti-fog. It's a coating basically for the glass on the inside that works super well. There's one from Stoner that works very good as well. Rain-X, I think, has one. So you can use basically anti-fog sprays or liquids that you'll apply on the windshield, which will also help. But the biggest thing is clean and degrease that windshield. And you'll see, not only would it also remove the off-gassing, but often there's some old sticker marks that were there from the factory. Sometimes people see lettering and all that kind of stuff. Well, when you degrease your windshield, it's going to help a lot with not only clearing that, but giving you a lot more clarity and visibility in your windshield, and you should have a lot less fog accumulation.
Yeah, it's probably one of the parts of the process people despise the most is the rear and the front. I did a Porsche. I can't remember which one it was, but the things I had to do to my body.
Oh yeah.
To get back there,
the back glass. Like if I go in the back of my Turbo S, I have to be a contortionist. I'm always scared to being stuck there. That's why I really like the clean and reach tool. So did you ever try that, Rick?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It helps because you can reach a lot quicker and you can get into the corners with the wedge shape. So that's a great tool to have.
Yeah, I find some of these European cars, where the dash hits the windshield, it's a real tight gap, but you can see the dirt that goes down there. And the only way to get down there is with one of those wedge.
Absolutely.
Oh, the trials and tribulations of trying to do everything perfectly, right?
PSG wants to know, Pan, what are your top 3 favorite detailing tools?
Oof. I got so many that's tough. Wow. Number one would have to be the Krenzler pressure washer by far.
If you detail a car, your 3 tools you're taking with you are?
Yeah, the Krenzler pressure washer, number 1 for sure. Number 2 for practicality, I would probably say the Ego blower. I just find myself using that one a lot more because I have the 2 other big boys that are plugged in. So the Metrovac Master Blaster Revolution, which is amazing, and the Big Boy Blower R Pro, which is the other top of the line from Big Boy. And I just find myself using the cordless one a lot more because it's so more practical. And number 3 would probably be that's a tough one. Probably a polisher. And I would probably have to go cordless. I won't say more because I have a special video coming out on that topic and I want to spoil it. But a cordless polisher. Yeah.
I saw one at SEMA that I really want.
Which one?
It's the Rupes that it's the smaller one. I have a
HLR 75 Mini. You'll have something on my channel soon coming on that one. I've been testing it for a while. It is as good as it is as you think it is, Rick. Yeah, believe it or not, it has more torque and more power compared to the LHR 75E Mini. So that's their current corded.
That's the one I use a lot. I love that one.
And I use a lot too. Well, this new one, HLR 75, not only do you get it cordless, it's lighter weight, more torque, more power. The tech that's in there, I was lucky enough to speak about it with Jason Rose. He was part of the development team over at Rupes when I was at SEMA, and you're gonna see that in Saturday's video, by the way. And so you need that in your life. Once you use that one, the LHR 75E will be long gone.
Have you got a chance to use the Mini Flex?
I have all 3 Flex cordless polishers. So the force rotation,
how would that compare to
the PXE 80 is the small one.
Yeah. So the Pixie 80, how would that new Rupes compare to that Pixie 80?
They're different. The Rupes one they developed for spot correction and edge work detailing because it has all that torque and power. Whereas the other one, the cool thing about the PXE 80 is that you can have attachments. It has that quick to connect front. Yeah. And they just released the Flex FS 140. That's a flexible extension shaft. You're going to see that in Saturday's video. So imagine that. It's like a super long flexible shaft, and it comes with an end where you can have some different bits attached to go behind the door handles, in honeycomb grills, all those kinds of things. So for the accessories, I would still, because I have both in my arsenal. So the PXE has its own kind of thing, and it's lighter weight and it's more compact. And then you have the Rupes HLR 75V cordless. That one is just a beast. You can do sanding with that one. You can do polishing. I'm telling you, the torque that comes out of there is just bananas.
Wow.
So Rick, yeah, you need that in your life.
All right. Well, we'll look forward to watching that on Saturday. So, Pan, we want to thank you for your time. We're gonna close things out here. Mike, first, before we say goodbye to Pan, what do you have on the books for the rest of this year as far as live streams?
We only got one in December. That's just going to be the Christmas one, December 10th.
Halloween in December.
Yeah, December 10th will be the Halloween one, and it's going to have 5 guests. I'm not going to tell nobody who it is.
All right.
But they are, the big names of detailing. They're going to be out there, and it's going to be cool.
Forward to that.
Yeah, I'll hopefully be able to join that, and that'll be on your channel, right, Mike?
Yeah, you'll be. I mean, I can get you in there as a 6th.
You know someone? Well, I want to be co-host.
Hey.
All right. Well,
how many people are currently on this live? By the way, how many are watching?
Currently, at the moment, we're at 54.
Okay. Hi, everyone.
Yeah, and then the thousands
it's been bouncing
will come
back
after.
and forth between 60 and 50. It's been see now it's at 57. It's been bouncing back and forth.
Yeah, it's because he's texting his family. Get on. He's got a big Greek family, right? So boosting our numbers.
You guys are lost every time. It goes way too fast, man. It was super fun. We'll have to do this again.
Happy belated birthday, Rick. By the way, it was Rick's birthday, so if everyone in the chat,
happy birthday,
wish Rick happy birthday. Also, Rick loves this.
From the Pan the Organizer family to the RAD Garage family, we wish Rick a happy birthday.
Oh, well, that means a lot. Pan, why don't you have any final words and then sign us off?
Well, hopefully 2023, we get to see each other in person. So we got to make that happen.
Let's do it.
We got to talk to, I know he already knows because I told him, but Chris from Carzilla, to try and have an event happen where we could go there, you and I, and just meet the Canadian fans or whoever is in the US as well on the West Coast who want to come up there. I think it would be awesome. But let's try and see if we can make anything happen.
We got to get together. All right. Well, Pan, why don't you give us the famous sign off?
The famous Pan the Organizer sign off?
Let's do it. I cut you off last time.
Yes, that's right. I appreciate it. The Weekend Warrior one. That's cool. So guys, well, like I always say on my channel, don't forget, keep it tight, keep it clean, and we'll all see you on the next one.
Same time this time next year.
That's right. Let's do it.
All right. Stay
Thanks
rad,
for being there, everyone.